Dear devotees, as we stand here at this historic spot, not historic from the material view we have here of the docks, with cargo ships coming in and out and buses and people in and out, but historic from the sense of view, spiritual view, that this is where Prabhupada boarded the Jaladuta to come to the West to save us and everyone else. I often envision that painting of Śrīla Prabhupāda on the ramp going up on the Jaladuta. It creates a lot of emotion in me. One time Prabhupada said, along with the instruction of the spiritual master comes the ability to execute it. And I believe that Śrīla Prabhupāda had full faith in that quote. Along with the instruction of the spiritual master comes the ability to fulfill it, to execute it, because if not, how would you look something similar to the scene here, the wharfs, and Prabhupada's walking up onto the Jaladuta, which by the way wasn't a cruise ship. It was a cargo ship, which means that it carried all these huge boxes full of different things for industry and commerce, etc. And he had a room, but the room had very little facility. It was just mainly for the sailors who were going there. And as we know, he had a box of Srimad Bhagavatams. He had no money. He had the equivalent, I think, of $20 or $30 in rupees in his pocket. But as he said, when he landed or arrived in Boston, New York, after a long, arduous journey with 2 heart attacks, and later on several strokes came on as well. He said that the reason my mission in the West was successful is because I had faith in 2 things. This is very important for us because we want to become like Śrīla Prabhupāda. Not that we can become Śrīla Prabhupāda, follow in his footsteps. He said, I had faith in 2 things. And this is why his mission was successful and continues to expand for the next 10,000 years with the movement of saṅkīrtana movement of Lord Caitanya, the golden age of Kali Yuga. He said, I had faith in 2 things. The instructions of my spiritual master and the chanting of Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rāma, Hare Rāma. Now it's all history. We tend to think back and look at, Prabhupada boarded the ship. He went across the ocean. The captain said he'd never seen the ocean so calm, the Atlantic Ocean so calm in his whole life as a sailor. But Prabhupada endured extremely difficult circumstances. Again, he had heart attacks. It was a long journey. I don't imagine what he had to eat. When he arrived in America, he said, I did not know whether to go left or right. He actually endured great difficulties, and it must have been very painful. At the same time, he relished the opportunity to challenge, to spread Krishna consciousness in the Western world and fulfill the prediction, begin to fulfill the prediction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our previous acharyas, and his own Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So we should take inspiration from that there's no challenge that we can't overcome. Prabhupada's acharya, Krishna could have arranged, he arrived in America in a flower airplane, but he's acharya, he teaches by example. Struggle for existence, the human race. The only hope is divine grace. We also have a challenge to go out and distribute books, establish Krishna conscious communities, hold festivals in the world of Maya, Yavana Desh, Malaysia Desh. We can take strength from Śrīla Prabhupāda's example that although it seemed almost impossible, elderly gentlemen, sadhu, let us say, around my age, fearlessly boarded the ship and went to the West. I think that the name he got when he was young, Abai, which meant fearless, was another prediction. And then the name he got at his sannyasa initiation, Abai Charan, A.C., Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, is indicative of who he was and what he was going to achieve. one who is fearless, having taken shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. Because Rake Krishna Mare Ke, Mare Krishna Rake Ke. Krishna wants to kill you, no one can save you. And if Krishna wants to save you, no one can kill you. From the physical age, from the medical condition of Śrīla Prabhupāda, the fact that he was literally like a beggar coming to the West, it didn't deter him. It didn't deter him one sense. He was always going on with full faith in the chanting of Hare Kṛṣṇa and the instructions of the spiritual master. He did reveal himself how difficult the challenge would be. One time he said, as the boat was coming to the United States of America, as he could see America from the boat, he said, I was thinking, these American people, when I tell them what they have to do to truly become religious, truly become Krishna conscious, they'll tell me, oh, old man, you go back to India. If I told them to give up meat eating, to give up intoxication, illicit sex and gambling, they'll say, what? This is America. These things are enshrined in our Constitution. He's thinking they'll send me back. But with that, still he went in. He said, when I got off the boat, I didn't know whether to go left or right. And there was some invitation he had for Sally Agarwal's house. And who was Sally Agarwal? Who was her husband? But fearlessly, Abhaya Charan, he went forward. And the rest is history, but let us not just take it easily. The history was challenging. But because Prabhupada had faith in his Guru Maharaj's instructions and the chanting of Hare Kṛṣṇa, he was successful beyond anyone's imagination. This is just the modern day chapters of Chaitanya Charitamrita. That's all we can say. This is the modern day chapters of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And again, how blessed we are to be part of that family of Śrīla Prabhupāda, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We are blessed to carry on, and we should never complain, think otherwise. We should go forward with the same faith that Prabhupada had, knowing that this is the internal energy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is the Gaur Shakti. For those who take up the mantle, those who step forward, the Lord will work through them. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, you're but my servant, Arjuna. But to be the servant of a glorious master, Prabhupada, the glorious supreme master, Krishna, is no usual thing, something extraordinary. Somehow, we're the ones fulfilling that, so we must remain humble and have faith and persevere to our last dying breath to fulfill the mission continue the mission of Śrīla Prabhupāda. I'm very emotional here just thinking how Prabhupada walked up the plank here. I was a junior in high school doing all kinds of nonsense. How is it that I stand in this place looking at the docks and remembering the history of the movement from then till now? I'm simply overwhelmed that I got caught up in the tsunami, tidal wave of Śrīla Prabhupāda's mercy. I'm forever grateful, and I pledge, whatever years I have left, I pledge my eternal existence to the service of my spiritual master, whether in heaven or hell, or in the groves of Sri Vrindavan Dham. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
We can notice across the street some devotees. The back in the foreground of where Prabhupada got on the Jaladuta, they're stopping people and distributing books that Prabhupada wrote. And now you imagine the circuitous route that came to this time when Prabhupada got on the Jaladuta, and now somehow we're back here and observing third, fourth generations that the devotees are enthusiastically distributing, and there goes another one there. Prabhupada got the instruction from his spiritual master, and he said, I heard it from his mouth, I took it from his mouth, that he was very fond of books, and therefore I have taken up this mission to distribute books. And when Prabhupada got off the Jaladuta, some historians have said that, and it's true, he only had about 60 rupees. But it's also not true, because I found out from Gargamuni and Brahmananda, who said that Prabhupada personally told him that when he was getting off the Jaladuta and the captain was bidding him farewell, he also sold a set of Bhagavatams to the captain. And therefore he had $20 US that he brought with him. And Prabhupada also said when he went through customs, he had 300 sets of Bhagavatams that had been loaded at Colombo after he went around the tip. And they asked him what all these books were for. Was this for commerce? And Prabhupada said, no, these are things that I'm giving out as gifts. And he said, therefore they let me through. They didn't know who they were letting into the country to start a revolution that would spread all over the world and come all the way back here. And now we're standing together as the generations that have come from Prabhupada's determination. Everything comes from a seed. And we come here and pray for that seed to enter our heart also. The same intention, spiritual enthusiasm that His Holiness Indra Junior Maharaj was just mentioning. We have nothing but the good fortune of following in the footsteps of Śrīla Prabhupāda and taking his order as he took his spiritual master's order. Dear Śrīla Prabhupāda, dear Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Śrī Śrī Panchatattva, Śrī Śrī Radha Madan Mohan, if you so desire, please instill in our hearts the same desire to serve our spiritual masters as Śrīla Prabhupāda had when he walked up that plank to get on the Jaladuta right here in this place. Let that be our guiding principle throughout our lives. Please let us live and breathe with that intention and every step in our lives to fulfill the order of the Shri Guru Parampara. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone agrees with this prayer in whole or in part. Please unmute and say Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai. Everyone be very careful because it's been an amazing journey here to this bridge. Let's keep it safe on the way back. Please don't walk in the street. Let passengers come by you so they don't get hurt. And what's the schedule for our bus?
So in about 10 minutes we need to walk back down for the coach to Maharaj.
Okay.
We have to cross the road and go on to the
We have to
other side.
cross this way?
Yes.
Now?
In about 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, we can go across the other side and have kirtan as long as you get us across. That's it.
We're going to do it together, so we're going to stop the... Let's go now, let's go. Yes. Everyone, please cross over. Come. Keyboard is come. All together.
They're not as big because I guess they're gonna come into the Ganga.
Hare Hare, Hare Kṛṣṇa,